Welcome to day 479 of our DeSo journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein, here with my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are being sponsored by NFT Tech. They are an investor in DeSoFi. So really, yesterday was a super slow day on the DeSo blockchain. Not really too much going on at all. We have like maybe one piece of news to touch on it concerning DeSo. But as far as the crypto space goes, there's kind of a lot going on.
Yeah, so the crypto market recaptured the $1 trillion market cap. If you remember, about a year and a half ago, that market cap of the entire crypto market was actually at close to $3 trillion. So, I mean, it says a lot about the status of the space in general. We're obviously in a winter. Will we come out anytime soon? Something I found interesting is that if this was to mimic the last crypto winter, we'd still have about 250 days left, which is kind of crazy. It'll be about 9 months left, eight
Wow.
or 9 months left to this winter. Whether it will mimic that or not, who knows? It was a major crash. It could bounce back faster. It is starting to bounce back. We recaptured the $1 trillion market cap, as I mentioned. Ethereum is on a tear, and that's because of the new merge update that's coming in September, if all goes as planned. Bitcoin recaptured $22,000. It broke over a decent resistance level at 21.6. 22.5 is another resistance level. I think it's going to have a little bit of difficulty eclipsing. But the entire altcoin space is also up as well. Well, not entire, but the vast majority of it is up as well.
Yeah, we actually saw Bitcoin hit 22.5 overnight, but it fell from there. I think if it can close out the daily candle above 22.5, then that's a super good sign. I think we could probably see it approach 28,000 before reaching any significant resistance again. Uh, we don't know. Like you say, it's already starting to rebound, but we don't know if it's really starting to rebound. This could be a dead cat bounce, where you just kind of get that jump up after it's collapsed, and then it could continue to fall more. We're still on the overall downtrend line, so we still have a ways to go before we can overtake that downtrend. And I think it's going to be quite some time before we see that. Also, the 100-day moving average, we have a ways to go before we're even close to that on the weekly candle chart. So we have a ways to go before we can say the bear market's over with. I think a lot's going to depend on next month's CPI data and where inflation stands next month when they look back to this month. A lot of economists predict it's going to be a lot lower, and it's going to show that we've hit a peak. But a lot of people are saying that other economists think that maybe this could be another 1970s incident, I guess you could say, where we thought inflation was kind of being curtailed, but the Fed's moves didn't really do anything, and the Fed eventually had to raise interest rates all the way up to 19%. So we're at 2% with the Fed rate right now. So we, is not their interest rate isn't really that high. I know it is high compared to where we've been over the last few years, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens with inflation. Does the Fed need to keep increasing rates? That would probably push stocks and cryptos lower. So I think that technical analysis is kind of hard to go by that right now until we see what the fundamentals of the economy are.
Yeah, absolutely. And in other news, Disney actually partnered with Polygram for their 2022 Accelerator Program. This is really interesting because Disney is doing this. The program's basically intended to help Disney increase their presence within the NFT, artificial intelligence, and augmented reality spaces. They want to get into immersive technologies. The fact that they're teaming with Polygon, who obviously the Matic coin is a part of, is interesting because Polygon has really affordable NFTs, and I think that just says a lot about where Disney sees technology headed over the course of the next several years. I think NFTs, virtual slash augmented reality, mixed reality, I think they're going to be big. And I think they're going to play hand in hand in what they're doing. A lot of what we're doing with NFTZ is kind of looking in that direction as well. It also kind of says, hey, NFTs aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Affordable minting of NFTs is important. Of course, DeSo does that quite well. But the Polygon Matic coin, it's up over 70% in the last 3 days, 3 or 4 days, because of this news.
Yeah, like I think Ethereum NFTs are the gold standard right now. But they're the gold standard because people trust the Ethereum network. It's been around longer. It's been through the ups and downs. So people know Ethereum is likely not going to go anywhere. So they mint on the Ethereum blockchain. But I think when it comes to these bigger companies like the Disneys of the world, I think I think it makes sense to go with a smaller chain, smaller, less known chain that is more affordable because you're using your Disney name. People trust Disney. I think over time we'll see some of these other smaller chains like Polygon, like DeSo, like Solana. I mean, Solana is getting pretty big now. Avalanche, Tezos. I think we'll see some of these other chains, you know, be embraced by some larger companies. And once these larger companies embrace these chains for NFTs, I think we'll see just typical collectors and typical artists kind of jump in those directions either and kind of just go for the place where they can mint NFTs the cheapest.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So moving on, the one bit of DeSo news today is that the Miceheads NFT collaboration with F'd Up Cats sold, and it sold yesterday for 48.5 DeSo, is approximately $420 or so, to just in time. There was a bidding war going on there for a while, and it was good to see this one get a good chunk of DeSo for it. Priyanachek's doing a great job with his NFTs, and F'd Up Cats are doing an awesome job as well. It's great to see this collaboration kind of bring the communities together. And it sold for a good amount of money. Hopefully, we see more collabs like this in the future.
Yeah, and it's nice to see this because it says that if you have a really good project, you're going to make money off of it, and we saw that with the mice heads. I think that there's still that buzz from the meta philosopher buying spree that we saw. Well, we continue to see, I guess, in a way, and that has kind of pushed people to create these these new series, and they're thinking outside the box, which is always good because ultimately a successful NFT series in the future will be probably one that has solid utility, has a background behind it, and just generates a lot of excitement.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't say it better myself. So, who were the top 10 people with the most NFT bids in the last 24 hours, according to NFTZ, Brian?
Yeah, so the top 10 bidders over the last 24 hours were Spunk Art, Random Name 2, Studio Richards, Just in Time, Chermislav Digdong. I didn't even need to check my notes on
Good
that. I
job.
know how to pronounce it now. BitClout FR, Scrutinize, Dragonstone, JFraz 2204, and Visnes Solaring. And the most viewed NFT from the last 24 hours is still photography by Michelle's The Mask NFT. This is 4 days in a row, and it deserves to be up there because it's awesome.
Quite the streak, Michelle. Quite the streak. Yeah,
This is the
great.
top Diamond creators over the last 24 hours, according to Altum Base. Quanti is number one, followed by Miami, Japan, Rihan Ri, Spunk Art, Krasenstein Us, Clout Women Unite, The Devil, Manric Photo, F'd Up Cats, and Miceheads, who we just spoke about, that had a very successful NFT launch.
Yeah, and that's all the news we have for today. I think this is probably a record fast show. Uh, it's been a while since we have a show that went this quickly. Just because there wasn't too much news, I'm sure we'll have a much longer show tomorrow. Maybe we missed something. Maybe people will let us know what we missed today. But everybody have a great rest of your day, and we will talk to you tomorrow.